16 WAPT News at 10 starts now.
It was like really loud and it continued like 20 times.
1 minute they were shopping for gifts, the next running for their lives. The latest on a mall shooting that's breaking tonight.
More breaking news, North Korea's latest act of defiance with a rocket launch.
And claims of threats during a high-profile murder trial. What a woman says happened before she testified.
Now, your weather first.
Temperatures have been in the 30s this evening. It's another cold night. It'll be cold first thing in the morning. There is a disturbance moving along the Gulf Coast. If we can see live storm showed 16 Doppler radar there. And there you can see the rain has pretty much scooted to the south of the Mississippi and Louisiana coast, already over towards Destin and the Florida Panhandle. So no rain, and any clouds that are around tonight will move out early tomorrow. Couple nice days, but the weekend, I don't know, could be wet. Your forecast coming up.
Okay, David, thank you. We are following two breaking news stories tonight. First, police say 3 people are dead, including the gunman, following a shooting at a mall in Oregon.
Hundreds of holiday shoppers and store employees ran for safety after that gunman opened fire this afternoon. ABC's Brandy Hitt reports.
Chaos inside a suburban Portland mall as a gunman opened fire on holiday shoppers.
All of a sudden we heard a big bang. We covered our ears and we got down. And then all of a sudden, like a matter of 5 seconds later, we heard rapid fire, bang, 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 bang. And I just took off running.
It was like really loud and it continued like 20 times.
When I heard about 18 more shots, I decided that I was a semi-automatic and it hit the floor.
The shots were heard throughout the shopping center.
We heard some people running and screaming, so we were hiding in the back, but we didn't know what was going on. We didn't want to look through the windows or anything.
I was just praying that no one was dead and that we would live.
Then the SWAT team moved into the Clackamas Town Center. Officers scoured the mall for any survivors.
Shooters deceased, 2 dead and 1 transported to trauma. Additionally, I can confirm that the shooter is dead of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. By all accounts, there's no rounds fired by law enforcement in the mall today.
Police and eyewitnesses say the gunman opened fire right when he walked out of Macy's and into the food court.
Everything became so real. It was a lot like Virginia Tech and the accidents at Columbine. And it's just, he came in with a hockey mask on, so obviously came in with the intent to kill.
Brandy Hitt, ABC News, Los Angeles.
The other breaking news we are following tonight, South Korea says that North Korea has fired a long-range rocket.
South Korea calls it a defiant move just days ahead of its presidential election. North Korea says it successfully launched a rocket and satellite. It was the second rocket launch under leader Kim Jong-un. Washington calls these launches a cover test of technology for missiles that could strike the U.S. Closing arguments are set for tomorrow in the capital murder trial of a man accused of killing a Jackson delivery man.
Now, prosecutors say a witness claims she's received several threats. 16 WAPT's Aaron Kelly is live in our newsroom. Aaron.
Well, Darren, prosecutors say a witness claims Gunn called her over the weekend telling her not to testify. That same witness claims that someone she didn't know stabbed her in her yard this weekend. Benny Gunn was back in Hinds County Court Tuesday, accused of killing Jackson delivery man William Morris in 2010. Prosecutors say Monday a witness testified that someone she did not know stabbed her in her yard before the trial. Police also arrested Gunn's brother in the courtroom after the same witness claimed he threatened her.
They said that as she was coming into the court, he threatened her and told her she better watch what she said.
Gunn also faces charges of carjacking, aggravated assault, and armed robbery.
There's a lack of evidence putting Mr. Gunn even there. There's definitely a lack of any proof of any planning to commit robbery.
Defense attorneys say no eyewitnesses have said they saw Gunn kill Morris, and surveillance video does not identify him. A store surveillance camera recorded 2 men with T-shirts over their faces shooting Morris, who was making a delivery to the Super Saver on Medgar Evers Boulevard.
There's been evidence from one eyewitness that saw him near the scene of the murder.
Tuesday, prosecutors argued another man, Dante Evans, who has pleaded guilty in the murder, originally said Gunn was with him that night. The defense argued Evans later said he was lying. Morris's sister broke down in court as investigators read court transcripts on the case.
I just want justice to be served for my brother Williams. He did not deserve what he got. And I just hope that they take this ruthless criminal out of our society.
Gunn and Evans are accused of carjacking a man at a Jackson gas station and accused of shooting 2 people while robbing a Jackson motel the next day. Prosecutors and defense attorneys had no comment in court today. Live in the newsroom, Aaron Kelly, 16 WAPT News.
Well, Aaron, I understand that Gunn has been sentenced on other charges.
Yes, Darren, he's already been sentenced to 45 years in prison for a carjacking in Philadelphia in 2010. We'll hear more on this tomorrow when those closing arguments happen at 9 a.m.
All right, Aaron Kelly live for us tonight. Thank you.
Jackson police are looking for the gunman who shot a man in the neck. A 21-year-old man was hit this morning outside a home on Meadowmont Drive at Westmont Drive. When officers got there, they found the man slumped over inside a white Chevy Cavalier. Investigators say he had a single gunshot wound to his neck. At last check, he was in critical condition. This shooting has rattled neighbors.
It really is, because this neighborhood normally quiet and really ain't too much going on. Stuff like this just make you just like wondering, like, people around here are really out here doing this.
The victim's name has not been released. Police aren't saying if he lived in the area. If you can help police with this case, call Crime Stoppers at 601-355-TIPS. Police are working to find a woman they say stole thousands of dollars from a Jackson church. Investigators have issued a warrant for Lucy Leatherford, a former employee at Broadmeadow Methodist Church in Jackson. Police say Leatherford wrote several checks totaling more than 80 grand to herself. Officers say the church found out the money was missing after an audit and reported it to police. Ridgeland police hope you'll recognize 3 women connected to a string of purse thefts at Renaissance at Colony Park last weekend. They say the women in these pictures have stolen purses from Barnes & Noble and Sweet Peppers. After the purse thefts, police tell us they went to Flowwood and bought stuff with stolen credit cards. If you have any information or if you know who they are, call Crime Stoppers. The number again, 601-355-TIPS.
New at 10, another movie is preparing to film in our area, and they are looking for local actors. Yeah, this is the teaser for Rumors of Wars. Directors tell us the faith-based film focuses on 2 storylines. The first story was filmed in Grand Rapids, Michigan. The second storyline is centered around the character Shaw. The young soldier will be played by Ben Davies, star of Courageous. His storyline will be filmed here in the Jackson area.
We have just been welcomed with open arms, and we're very excited to find local cast members for, hopefully, for some important supporting roles, and of course for extra roles as well, and then lots of possible crew members.
The casting call is and Thursday at the Cabot Lodge in Ridgeland. The director is looking for people to act as soldiers, gang members, and refugees. Former Florida Governor Jeb Bush will be the keynote speaker at Mississippi College's Spring Scholarship Dinner in March. The school made the announcement today. Bush is the brother of former President George W. Bush. Last spring's scholarship banquet speaker was former U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. The school says she helped raise $333,000 for student scholarships.
Another state house member has switched parties, and that sparked heated words between the 2 parties. State Representative Jason White from the Atala County area announced today he's now a Republican. White is a first-term House member who was elected as a Democrat in 2011. Democrats claim he lied to voters while seeking office as a Democrat and then switched after he won that seat.
Frankly, my voting record, the Democrats were not pleased with it in any way. And from that, it was apparently, it's very clear that I was not wanted there.
When a fellow betrayed the trust of the people, there's very little else you can say about it. It's up to them to decide at the next election whether they're going to stand for that betrayal or deal with it.
Ricky Cole, the head of the state Democratic Party, says, quote, Mr. White's true political allegiance was the worst kept secret in Jackson, end quote. The House now has 65 Republicans.
The state budget committee says eliminating about 2,000 vacant state jobs will save big bucks. It was one of the revelations from a state legislative budget committee meeting today. Governor Phil Bryant has recommended across-the-board cuts of 1.5%. Some state lawmakers say before they start cutting agencies, they should cut out state jobs that are funded with your tax dollars but not filled.
We're going to cut the total number of employees that are working in state government. We're going to cut spending in state government, and we're going to invest in our priorities because to move Mississippi forward in these tough economic times, that's what's required.
When we can continue to level fund education, that's a lot better than
not underfunding it like we've done in the past.
The committee recommends level funding for K through 12 education. Critics claim, though, that would actually amount to a cut since it doesn't keep up with inflation. Lawmakers return to work in January.
Tonight, Governor Phil Bryant is remembering longtime State Senator Alice Hardin.
But I admired her determination. She would stand in the face of withering disagreement on that Senate floor and take on all comers. She had a passion for what she believed in, and you've got to respect that no matter what political persuasion you may be.
Hardin, a Democrat from Jackson, died last week. The former educator was the first black woman elected to Mississippi's Senate. Hardin's body will lie in repose at the Capitol from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Thursday. Her funeral is 11 a.m. Friday at Greater St. James Missionary Baptist Church.
The Jackson State will get nearly $1 million to help student athletes excel in academics. The NCAA awarded the Tigers a $900,000 grant that'll fund JSU's 930 initiative. School leaders say the pilot program will help improve the university's academic progress rate, or APR. Last year, the football team was banned from postseason play for failing to keep a national benchmark score of 900.
With temperatures below freezing tonight, Jackson shelters are opening their doors for those in need. The Stewpot Opportunity Center on Emmett Street is providing a place to sleep and shower. It is an overflow shelter when it's 32 degrees or below. There's room for about 40 people tonight.
The elements, they're below freezing. People don't have anywhere to go. They can freeze to death. And so we try to keep them out the elements as much as possible.
The Opportunity Center is open 6 p.m. until 6 a.m. during the cold weather.
It's time to put those ice skates back on. 16 WAPT night at Christmas on Ice is tomorrow night in Madison. Leaders say at least 43,000 people have visited so far. The rink is set up at the Baptist Health Center in Madison until January 6th. The $15 admission includes skates. It is free just to walk through the Christmas decorations and watch the concerts. Head to WAPT.com for updates on the rink's hours.
The Salvation Army's Angel Tree is close to meeting its goal. About 176 angels need to be adopted. We're told gifts have not been returned for less than 600 angels. You can grab an angel from the tree at North Park Mall, Highland Village, and all Gray Daniels locations. All gifts must be returned to the Salvation Army by Saturday. A goose hunt is on in Mississippi, but this time the hunters aren't trying to kill the animal, they're trying to help it.
And a possible tornado was spotted in Florida. We've got the video you have to see later on.
Maybe some high clouds first thing in the morning. If there are any clouds around early in the morning, they will move out quickly. Lots of sunshine is in the forecast for most of the day. In fact, a pretty nice stretch of weather. Your forecast is coming up. You're watching 16 WAPT News.
The Associated Press Best Newscast in Mississippi, and an Emmy Award for Best Newscast in the Southeast region. This is 16 WAPT News, the one to watch.